there are a few things to consider before pursuing the Airbnb route. So are short-term rentals allowed in the neighborhood? So you're going to want to look at the deed or the HOA to see if it's if they have any short-term rental restrictions before you even set up an Airbnb. Just look for wording that states minimum days allowed for leases. Sample wording, and this is in Texas, rental or lease of the lot in the residence thereon for any period of time less than 90 days shall be prohibited. And don't get me started on how I know this. Long story short, the deed restrictions in one of our Airbnbs were amended after we set up an Airbnb. The developer demanded us to stop, but they didn't have this exact wording in the original deed. So according to our attorney, we were still in the clear to rent, and we continued renting for a period of time until they amended it and sued us. We spoke to our attorney. Even though we had a strong case, we chose just as a business decision not to pursue legal action. And you know what? The heavens opened. God brought us a buyer, and at the same time they sued us, we had a contract on the property to sell. So it was just not worth the headache. So to avoid that, another way to determine if it's Airbnb friendly is to see if there are other short-term rentals in the neighborhood. So just take note of that. And that was even a question I asked Chris in the beginning too. So I was right, babe. So next, is the property properly insured? Both platforms actually offer damage liability in addition to a deposit. So you need to determine rates of private versus the site's liability insurance, and just like you need a certain policy for a flip or a vacant house or a long-term rental, you need to make sure you have the right policy for a short-term rental. That is just very important.